following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, why every man never thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party, let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
British punk, yo, what I wanna be. Jimmy Star, new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Stars. He'll dress.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We got a fun show for you guys today. Before we get started, we got to say hi to everybody, and I guess we'll start out by saying hello to our cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Hi, everybody. I have a cold, so my voice is gone. My dog is kissing me. I'm eating jelly bears because it helps his throat.
Jelly Belly Sours. He's eating Jelly Belly Sours.
Make saliva, which soothes the throat. Imagine if I had this voice always.
It'd be fabulous. Anyway, what's up, chat room? We got a ton of people in the chat room, so let's say hi. We've got artist Miss Kim. Hello, hello. We've got Backpack John, Cindy Lady Lake from Lady Lake Music, Boomer Mays, B. Claudia in Germany. Hello, hello. We've also got Jimmy from Jimmy's Universe. I don't know, that's going by kind of fast. I can't see everybody, but what's up, everybody? We got a fun show for you guys today. We have Ruby Mazer coming on, you guys, and he is the artist who created the mouth and tongue logo for the Rolling Stones. He's also done, artwork for thousands of other famous rock stars, so it should be a lot of fun. And then we've got April Rose Gabrielli coming on. All of you guys who follow us in social media know who she is, so it should be a lot of fun. And B. Claudia says, "Feel better, Ron." And so we had a great weekend, you guys. We went to a Marina Del Rey Film Festival screening of a very fun film called Barry, Bearry, and it was a horror movie. It was a fun horror movie. We enjoyed it, and a lot of fun people were there that we got to hang out with. Even Ron liked it, and he doesn't like a lot of movies that we go to, but he thought it was cute and fun. And then on Sunday night, we went to the rooftop of the Roosevelt Hotel for the Studio City Emmy party. Studio City is the show created by Sean and Michelle Kanan, which won an Emmy for Best Digital Drama Series, and a bunch of the cast was up for Best Actor and Actress Awards at the Emmy Awards. Unfortunately, they didn't win, but they did win Best Digital Drama, and so it was a lot of fun, and we can tell you guys a little bit about it. And yes, that's Astro, everybody running around, everybody saying hi. Oh, they say love Ron's hair today. And hello, Astro, and love the looks of you both. I'm actually wearing a vintage Jimmy Star shirt that I've had for about 20 years. But I kind of like it. And it's kind of artistic looking since we have an artist coming on today.
Autistic or artistic?
Artistic. There's the doggy. So you guys, we went to see Barry. We got to hang out with Vincent Ward from The Walking Dead. And we hung out with Sadie Katz. And, oh, shit, I'm having a brain fart. I got to look at the pictures.
See, without me.
Marcel Waltz was there.
Without me talking, he's lost.
No, Marcel Waltz was there. Sherry Davis was there. The guy from...
without me talking, he's lost.
I'm not lost. I got to look on my Instagram.
You could never do this show without me. You better hope I never die. Meanwhile, my voice is really bad. I sound like some kind of a scary guy. Imagine his voice at night. Hello, I'm here to get you in the dark. It's a really baritone voice. But what happens is, now I found this out, you harbor a cold germ in your system. As long as you're rested and eating properly, your immune system keeps that germ at bay. When you run around like we have been running around with lack of sleep, lack of food, your immune system weakens and that virus or that bug in your body takes over. We have been running around like crazy people for 2 weeks. I've been doing interviews and working my ass off. So my immune system went down, I suppose, and I caught the same bug again that I had a couple of months ago. But anyway, it's not as bad, and it's going to go away. By next week, I shall be fine.
And we had a freaking good time. So other people that were, so we were invited to the Barry movie by Thomas Haley, whose fiance is Jessica Cameron. She's been on the show. Felissa Rose was in the movie. Vernon Wells from Mad Max was in the movie. Vincent Ward from The Walking Dead. Charles Chudabala. Sarah French was the star of the movie, and she's also the star of the Blind and Pretty Boy movies. And so it was really a fun night. We had a good time. Only thing is, in LA, they're making you wear masks again when you're indoors, which was fucked up.
Well, you know, the virus has returned. Now it's the new strain.
Now they say your voice is sultry.
I am sultry. Now I can say to you, come here, my dear, and let me hold you in my arms and kiss you until the dawn, and then make passionate love to you, my sweet love.
You kind of got that Barry White thing going on.
Mm,
Sing Lady Love.
yeah.
Teresa Sabin's in there too. I'm sorry, I forgot to
Teresa Sabin.
to mention anything about Teresa Sabin, which I want to thank Teresa Sabin and B. Claudia and Angela Joseph and Cindy Lake and everybody who has helped promote my new Instagram and my new Facebook to get my following back. And you guys can follow me on Instagram. I'm Star Jimmy. It's Jimmy Star Official, and but it's Star Jimmy on both Facebook and Instagram, and they match. And I want to thank everybody for giving me all the suggestions and helping tell me to change all the passwords and doing everything. So it's great. And no, I didn't get a haircut. I'm just losing my hair.
He's an old man.
I'm an old man.
I have to get me a young one now.
And this
Anyway,
thing put sage in tea.
I did an interview yesterday. It was the best interview, fun. I loved it, with the Wise Guys. Look them up on Facebook and follow their radio show. They're a bunch of Italian guys from New Jersey, like Goombas, Guido guys, and fun. And the interview went wild. It's on Facebook now on my page. If you want to find the link, you can go to Ron Russell Show, Facebook. And I think it airs tonight from 10 to 11 or from 10
8, I think.
8. It's a 2-hour show, but fun and funny. And they were funny. And I loved it. And I love them. And I've invited them to come on our show soon. So you'll see them and hear from them. They're really a wild bunch of guys. Like the guys I knew in Brooklyn when we were growing up, horsing around, crazy stuff. You're going to really enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
And he doesn't usually like having to do all those shows.
I hate those shows. They all, because you know why? The interviewers are stupid. They're not interviewers. They're people who decided, I'm going to do an interview show. They have no experience. They have no background. They don't know how to interview people. So they sit there like dummies, and I take the show over and I give them a great show, and they don't do shit for me. So it's boring.
Anyway, you guys, too, next week, we're going to be on the air for an hour before we come on the show, because we're going to be on If These Walls Could Talk with Wendy Stewart Kaplan and Tim Moss as a guest. And then we're going to leave that show. And I know a lot of you guys watch that show. And then we're going to come to our show. And I'm working out the guests for next week, trying to get some really good guests. We met some really great people at the Emmy party, Anna Maria Horsford. And she's not sure if she can come on this Wednesday. But if she can't, she'll come on later. And if we don't get her, I'm going to try to get the Wise Guys that Ron was on their show to come on.
Either one is fabulous. Anna is a ball. I remember her from her TV show 100 years ago, where she was in love with the black minister because she's a black girl, and he never gave her a tumble. I think the show was, I forgot.
That was with the guy from the Jeffersons, right?
Clinton something. His name was
She's awesome.
Clinton something. Anyway, she's been around on television forever. And she's as funny in person as she is on screen. And I love what she did. She sent to Instagram a picture of the three of us, she and Jimmy and I. And she put my new best friends. And that's how I feel about her. Sarah is going to be part of our gang.
Anna, not Sarah.
Well, leave me alone.
I know, but we don't want it. You guys follow her, Anna Maria Horsford, on Instagram. She's fabulous. And you can see her now in Studio City. And she was also in Hacks, that TV show on HBO Max, and she's been in everything. Grey's Anatomy. I mean, she got like 100, 200
Funny,
credits.
and she's old, but she looks young. I mean, it's true. Black don't crack. She's got not a wrinkle. Her skin is beautiful. She looks exactly as she did 30 years ago. Amazing.
And she was with a guy named Tony, and he's a singer, R&B singer, and I've been listening to his music on Spotify all week. He's phenomenal. And now
What does he rap?
No, he's an R&B singer, like ballads, and he's beautiful. You will love him. He's absolutely. He did a cover of "Turn Your Love Around." It's amazing. I forgot his actually name though. I gotta look it up. Tony something. Tony Walk, you guys. He's Tony Walk on Instagram, and you guys should definitely check out his music on Spotify. He did like an album of covers, great songs. He does "My Funny Valentine." He does "Suddenly" by Billy Ocean. His music is gold. It is just fabulous.
Very handsome black man.
Yeah, he was very, very cool.
Very handsome.
And let's see what else is going on. Then we've got I forgot. We got invited to another premiere on Monday. I haven't brought it up yet, so we'll have to talk about it and see if you want to go to LA on Monday for one. And what else is going on? So anyway, we had a great time.
Whose movie is that?
Sean Kanan was great. I forgot, but we got invited by Joe Quintanilla. He's the guy that we were talking to before the thing, and he said a bunch of people are going to it, and so he thought we might like to go.
I don't know if I'm up to it.
And let's see. Let us know, share team. Oh, there you go. So I want to thank everybody too. It was a rough week for me last week with all the hacking and everything. Everybody was super supportive. You guys are wonderful. We had a fun show last week. We got lots of plays on it, and lots of good things are coming up with everything. Plus, we're working on a bunch of cool movie stuff. So we want to thank everybody just for all their support in general, and check out the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell on iTunes, because I'm trying to get our plays up on iTunes. Do you like those sour ones?
I love them.
He's eating sour Jelly Bellies, you guys.
They're good for my throat.
They say they love Sean Kanan. Sean was so awesome. He looked so great that night, and we were on the rooftop of the Roosevelt Hotel. If anybody doesn't know where that is, it's right across the street from the theater that they do the Kodak Theater, where they do the Academy Awards.
Chinese Grauman Theater.
And the Chinese Grauman Theater, all that stuff is right there, and it was on the roof, and it was really beautiful. It was fun.
I went into the penthouse apartment that Clark Abel and Carol Lombard used to rent years ago. Well, they ruined it. They tore down everything that was deco from the era, and they made it crummy modern, the junk that they have today. So I just saw the architecture of the room, which was minimal, and I was so disappointed.
But it was nice. The rooftop was nice.
Rooftop was nice. That apartment stunk. It was ugly. I would never want to stay in that room.
Oh, Dawn Hinton just joined us. Hey, Dawn Hinton just joined us, and I know Angela Joseph texted that she's running late. So, hey, Dawn, did you wear a watch today?
Yeah, it's a black one. My health watch. That apartment, the Gable Suite, rents today for $4,000 plus 18% tax. So it comes out to $4,800 a night for that shitty room.
Unbelievable. What's up? Hub Reynolds just joined us too. Hey, Hub, how you doing? Hope everything's going good in Georgia.
Hi, Hub.
Ron's got a cold. That's why he sounds funny. Anyway, you guys, so our first guest is in the chat room. I think we're going to go ahead and bring him on. And I think Ron's going to have a good time. So let's see if we can get him in here. Rock and roll, baby. Hey, Ruby, how you doing?
Good morning. Good afternoon. How are you?
We are fantastic. So I have a question before I introduce you to the world. How do I pronounce your last name? Mazer?
Mazer. You got it.
Oh, that works perfect. All right,
Europe,
everybody.
It's Mazur.
Okay. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, world-renowned artist and super cool guy, Ruby Mazer. Hello and welcome to the show.
Aloha.
Ruby's her name. She's like a flame. Ruby. Remember that song, Ruby? That was from.
Do you know I still get letters, dear Miss Mazer?
Yeah, of course, because Ruby is from the song Ruby that was from the Jennifer Jones, Gregory Peck movie, and it was that notorious movie where she comes out of the lake naked back in the late 40s, and everybody was, the church was, they were banning that movie So you have a very, very porno kind of name now, Ruby.
Excellent. I love that.
So hang on, we have a chat room filled with people. There's people all over. We have a bunch of countries represented. So first, say hi to everybody in the chat room,
Hello, everybody.
and then we
Welcome.
have to say a specific hi to B Claudia, who knows that you're in Hawaii because she's writing aloha and she wants your shirt. So say hi to B Claudia in
I want
Germany.
his shirt too.
Aloha,
I like-
Germany.
There you go.
I love the shirt you have on.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Thank you.
That's something I
It's
would
all
wear.
about color.
Yes.
I love color. Even
Well-
though today I'm in navy blue and white because I have a very bad cold and I don't feel good. So don't
Oh,
expect
dear.
too much out of me. Well, you'll be lucky. You're not going to get crucified like most people do when they came on our show. So I'm not feeling up to being really bitchy and crazy and wild. But Ruby is your
Oh, come on. Make it
Ruby's your
fun.
name.
No, it's always fun. He's just
Ruby,
fucking with you.
You're just a flame. I'm
So hang on, you
serious.
guys. So let me tell. So first of all, you guys have a lot in common. But let me tell you guys.
Yes,
so
we
first
do.
of all,
We're both handsome older men.
well, he's born in Brooklyn
Yeah.
and grew up in Long Island.
Oh shit! You're kidding? Where were you
Yeah.
born in Brooklyn? Where in Brooklyn?
Flatbush.
I was Red Hook, right around the corner from you.
I left when I was 5 and I've never been back. So
Well, I left when
we
I
did
was
the-
young, but
we did the usual migration: Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island.
well, that's what all the Jews did. You know, we all packed caravan
Exactly.
together and left.
Yeah.
It was like the
Yeah.
Jewish Exodus. Listen, we're on Long Island.
Massapequa.
Okay, we went to Astoria, which was not really Long Island, and then from
Right.
Astoria, when I was an adult, I went to Garden City, Goyam City, and
Yeah,
lived in
sure.
Garden City for a lot of years, and Setauket, Long Island. So I've been around Long Island for a long time.
That was a rough area.
What, where I came from in Brooklyn? You bet your buns it was. I mean, there was
No,
more-
Garden
more-
City was kind of rough.
no, nah, they were all waspy people.
Rockville
They didn't get,
Center.
no, but the wasps in Garden City were afraid of their own shadow. Are you kidding? When I moved into that neighborhood with my kids, they thought like the mafia moved in. They were scaredy cats. Red Hook was tough.
Yeah.
Red Hook was the melting pot. It was we lived in the Red Hook projects, and the Red Hook projects had Italians, Jews, blacks, Hispanics.
Yeah.
So we all got
Yeah.
along. Nobody was racist. Wasn't that wonderful? We didn't know from racism.
You know, I
back
never
then.
grew up knowing racism.
Neither did I. Neither did I.
just
I
never
learned
heard
it
of
today.
like today.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Sammy lived next door to me. Sammy was a black kid. I used to play with him. When I got dirty, because I always wore shorts, my mother would stand me in the kitchen sink and wash me. And she'd wash one leg clean, and I'd say, that's the Ronnie leg, and the dark leg was the Sammy leg. And that's the most I ever thought about Sammy being black. I never understood what black was. I mean, today it's horrible how
And
they separate
I
us.
have to tell you, living here on Maui for the last 15 years, there is absolutely no racism whatsoever because it's such a mixture. We have Hawaiian, Asian, black, Samoan, white. I mean, it's just everything, and we all get along. I mean,
So how did you
it's
actually
not
get
like
But
there?
wait a minute. Here on the mainland, the media
it's nuts.
the media has separated us. The media has brought prejudice
they
and racism
built it
forward.
up.
The media
But
should-
not here.
The
Not on our
media
show.
should be shot. Everybody in the media should get quit, and they should get a whole bunch of new people in the media because the media will do anything to sell a story, and they love doing
Sure.
racist stories, which is terrible.
Actually, in the chat
It's
room, they're saying they love Maui. So tell us, how did you get from where? Well, where were you before you went to Maui?
I was living in Manhattan, Los Angeles, London. I was living all over the place. And then a friend of mine brought me to Hawaii. And first we went to Oahu, Honolulu. And I went, "Ugh, it's like LA. And then he brought me to Maui. And I went, oh my God, I found my home. And
Good
I've
for
been
you.
here 15 years and I hate leaving. I hate going to the mainland. They're all crazy there. It's
Absolutely.
a
I love
much
it.
normal life here. You wake up every morning, you're smiling. People say good morning when you walk out in the street. I mean, it's paradise.
Do you surf?
It- in my mind, but no, I used to when I was a kid. When I was a kid, but I watch them. They're amazing athletes. No, I sit on the beach. When you go to the beach, it's turquoise, crystal clear water. I mean, you're swimming with the giant turtles. Horrible
That's
life
beautiful.
here.
Yeah, it sounds
So now listen.
It really sucks.
Now listen to me. You're able to live
Yes.
that horrible life because you made so much money
Yes.
with the tongue.
Well, not so much, but I'll tell you.
You had to make a
Oh,
Oh,
fortune.
nobody knows what you're talking about. You can't enter it that way. So you guys, Ruby is credited as making the mouth and tongue used by the Rolling Stones on their Tumbling Dice Records sleeve, of which he's done all kinds of phenomenal artwork with, and we're going to talk about that. He's also done album covers for, I think I read, over 3,000 albums for a bunch of different artists, not including, besides the Rolling Stones, B.B. King, Sarah Vaughan, Elton John, Ray Charles. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. So now you can tell us about all the money you did or didn't make with the mouth and
Now
tongue.
we know why you could live a horrible life in Maui.
Well, I've been painting. Well, when albums went down to CDs and music changed from classic rock to hip hop and rap, which I was not into,
Me
I
neither.
had to stop doing it. I'm sorry.
I'm
He's-
not into rap either.
He doesn't like the hip hop and rap
Yeah.
I
either.
think it's crap.
And when my canvas went from this down to this, it was time for me to stop. I couldn't do a good job designing a cover because I didn't like the music.
Right.
So I started painting my passion, which was classic rock artists. Everybody that I knew, I felt their music, I understood their music, and I was just painting classic rock artists. And I went into the gallery here in Maui. I started selling my work out of the gallery, and all of a sudden it just went bananas. I mean, my work was selling like crazy, getting commissions. I mean, I was so busy. Now I'm in the Holly Fine Art Gallery, which is the top #1 gallery in all of Hawaii.
Wow.
I just went in. I'm going into the Signature Gallery in the Venetian in Las Vegas in 2 weeks. Planet Hollywood at the Wyland Gallery, Lake Tahoe, the Wyland Gallery, and I'm talking with the gallery in Key West. So my paintings have exploded.
Good for
So
you.
you're all over the place and you're popular.
Yeah.
So now you're making
Yeah.
more money to live that horrible
Yeah.
life in Maui.
Yeah,
That's
so-
good. That's good. So you have a
And
nice
what am I
house.
doing? I
Do you have a
still
nice?
paint 16 hours a day.
But do you have a nice house, or you're living in a hut?
I have a beautiful house. I have 2 incredible 185-pound mastiffs.
Oh, we love that.
one.
We have a mastiff
We
too.
have a mastiff. He's a Brazilian
Drool.
Fila. No, he does.
I
Ours
have a
doesn't drool.
Neapolitan Mastiff and a English Mastiff.
Oh my gosh, that's
We
awesome.
have a Brazilian Fila Mastiff.
Ours is only 135
Oh, wow.
pounds.
Yeah.
Ours is only 135. But
lightweight.
Ron had a mastiff before too, Scooby.
Scooby was about 170 pounds, and he was
Yeah, mine's
a
185.
they're big
And I have an
babies.
oversized California king-size bed, and they still leave me this much space to sleep.
Yeah, well, we have 3 dogs, and we have a California King, so I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about. Now,
Yeah.
listen, you're married.
No, I am very single.
Oh, have you been single all your life?
Well, no, I was married 3 times, and then
Oh,
I
that's
decided
good.
I'm not a very good picker.
No,
So
you're a better
I got
artist than a
myself 2
husband.
Mastiffs. Actually, you might know my daughter, She's a TV movie star. She came
Who?
from my second wife,
What's her name?
Monet Mazer. She's in that TV series All American.
Oh yeah, I know who she is. I do know who she is. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now you named her Monet because it was money.
I'll tell you the 4 names of my 4 children. My daughter is Monet after Claude Monet. My oldest son is Matisse,
Okay.
and my
Got it.
twin boys are Cezanne and Miro.
All French Impressionists, my favorite artists. Every one of
With
them
a
I
name
love
like
their
Ruby, I
work.
was not going to make life easy on them.
No. Now, how'd you get to be Ruby? Actually, what are you, German?
Russian, Romanian.
So Ruby, I think in Russian or Romanian translates differently.
Well, what happened was my mother's brother's name was Reuben, but all
Right.
his friends used to call him Ruby for short. When he
Right.
passed away, my mom said, "We're going to name it Ruby, whether it's a boy or a girl."
Because you had to use the
That's how
R.
I got Ruby. Yeah.
Right. Okay, it's a clever name, Ruby.
So wait, I want to
It
like talk.
worked.
You could have been called Emerald. Ruby is better.
Diamond. When I was
Yeah.
a kid, I used to tell the girls, "My name is Ruby Diamond."
Ruby
Very
Diamond.
I love it. So first of all, I want to like talk a little bit. Okay, so you're in the Holly Fine Arts Gallery. You and I don't think a lot of our listeners will know what an NFT is because like I even still don't totally like understand it all. But you did an
I
art.
didn't at the beginning either.
Can you explain it in a few sentences?
All you know is it makes a lot of money.
Can you
It's all
explain
about
it?
money, this guy.
Yes. Can you?
Only about money. Well,
Can you?
I'm Jewish. I'm half Jewish, so you
No,
know
No, wait a second, because
we were raised on that. You know, my father used to say, "Without money, life is boring. Is nothing." You know, how could you don't want to be poor. You got to educate, go out and make money.
No,
Got to
money's
make work.
nice.
No money. Well, yo, shut the
Money's
fuck up. Money's
nice.
nice. Look at you. You're loaded. You got more money than that God, and you're going to say money's nice. How
So wait a
cute.
second, because you don't
Money's
know. I know, but
wonderful.
you don't know
You
any
want
of
me
his
to give you-
backstory. I want you to tell us first
Okay,
of all.
Money is wonderful.
I want you to first tell us
You
a
want
little
me to
bit.
tell you how I got to the NFT thing?
Yes, tell me how you got to
yes.
the NFT thing.
Yes, teach us.
Funny you should ask. A year ago, I decided I knew it was coming up on the 50-year anniversary of having created the Mouth and Tongue for the Tumble of Dice sleeve. So I was putting together a collection of my Mouth and Tongue derivative paintings from that. And I was going to do a celebration exhibition. I had just bought a brand new, beautiful car, convertible. I'm driving down to the beach, and all of a sudden my vision went. I couldn't see anything. I freaked out. I almost smacked the brand new car that I had 2 weeks into the car on the right. I made it home. It was a miracle. Got home next day, woke up, and I had terrible pain, my back to my neck, around into my eyes, and I couldn't see. I mean, everything was all blurred. I said, this is not good. Called my doctor, went down to my doctor. My sister took me down. He said, we better do a CAT scan. I said, okay. Did the CAT scan. Next day he calls me, he goes, Ruby, get down here today. You have to do an MRI. I said, all right. Go do the MRI. That was on Friday. On Monday, the head neurosurgeon on Oahu calls me up. He says, you got to get on the plane and fly here today. And I said, why? What's up? He says, well, come over. I'll explain everything that's going on. I said, okay. I go over and I'm sitting in the chair, and he's got his computer, and he puts my x-ray up on his computer, and he said, you see this? And I said, yeah. He says, that's a glioma tumor. I said, okay. How do we get rid of it? He goes, well, not so easy. I said, what do you mean? He said, that's brain cancer. I said, okay, so how do we get rid of it? He said, well, I want to do a biopsy. I said, what do you mean do a biopsy? Drill through my skull into my brain?
Yeah.
He said, yeah, that's what a biopsy is. And I said, nah, not so quick. Can't you get rid of it with medication or whatever? He said, no. He said, as a matter of fact, I can't even operate and remove the tumor because it's surrounded by thousands of blood vessels. If I try, you'll bleed out on the table. I said, so what are you telling me? It's a 2.5 centimeter brain tumor. I said, how bad? What does that mean? How much do I have? He says, looking at it, you have like 6 months to live. Now my heart just went down into my stomach. It was like, oh my God, are you kidding? He says, we're going to treat you with chemo and radiation. We'll give it another 6 weeks, see how much bigger the tumor got, so I'll know how much chemo and radiation to give you to prolong your life a little bit longer. I said, okay. I called my daughter after I got myself settled down, and she freaked out. This was during lockdown. I don't know how. She got on a plane and flew over to Maui the next day and got in. She was freaked out, and I had my dogs placed. I had my will. I called my attorney, got my will all finished up. I have 6 months. I got to take care of business. I mean, I had a great life, 75 years rocking and rolling, 4 beautiful kids, 2 great dogs, and I've had a really, really good run. We're all going to die, and I figured this is it. My daughter said, no way, no way, no way, no way. She's Google searching, and she comes up with this Chinese medicine acupuncturist, world-renowned, 10 minutes from my house. She said, my dad was just given 6 months to live. He's in terrible pain. He's almost crying. You got to see him. The secretary says, sorry, he's not taking any new patients. Well, my daughter is my daughter, and she won't take no for an answer. And they said, okay, have him come in tomorrow. I go in, and I'm still in so much pain. And he said to me, wow. And he said, this is not good. I said, no shit, doc. I mean, 6 months is not good. He said, do you want to beat it? I said, absolutely. I have a lot more paintings. I got my 50th anniversary coming up. He said, you and I will beat this thing. I said, I'm game. I'm all in. And with that, he starts banging my head, slapping my face, sticking pins all down my arms and legs. I come home and I'm in pain. And my daughter, so how was it, Dad? I said, he's a fucking nut job. He's smacking my head. I got a brain tumor. I went to sleep that night, and I woke up the next day, and it was like, no pain. I went, no. How could this be? He said, I want you to go to the beach every morning for an hour and a half, and meditate. I want to see you every other day. I said, okay. So I went to the beach 2 hours every day, and my mantra was, go away, go away, go away. Went to see him every other day. 6 weeks later, I had to take the next MRI to see how much bigger the brain tumor got. Neurosurgeon calls me up. He said, Ruby, have you been taking steroids? I said, I don't do anything. I don't I don't smoke. I don't drink. I eat right. I mean, no. What are you giving me? 3 months to live now? And he goes, no. I said, well, what's up? He said, it's gone. I said, what? He said, I've never seen anything like this. Your tumor is completely gone. I said, can't be. You must be looking at somebody else's MRI. How do I get rid of a 2.5 centimeter brain tumor? He says, I'm doing this a long time. I'm telling you, it's gone. I said, give me a CD of the first MRI and the second MRI. I sent it to the head of neurosurgery in Lenox Hill in New York, sent it to Mount Sinai. They both called me back and said, unbelievable. You are in total remission. The tumor is gone.
Yay! Fucking awesome.
The power of the mind, my friend. Nobody knows how powerful
It's
it is.
totally power of the mind. Positive thinking would not accept that I was going to die. And while I was going through all this, getting to the NFTs, before I knew it was completely gone, the gallery was totally behind me. And then I got a call from a friend of mine in New York, a Broadway producer, and he said, you have to talk to my friend Jared. He does NFTs, and you should really think about doing your work as NFTs. And I'm going, NFT? What the hell is an NFT?
Yeah, that's what
Well, I
everybody's
spoke-
saying.
What the hell? And then I'm speaking to this genius, Jared Fink, and he's trying to, in layman terms, because I'm old school, what an NFT is. Well, I said, you know what? This was before I knew that the tumor was gone. I said, this is going to be my last show. I've got 6 months, maybe a year to live. I want to go out revolutionizing the art world. And this is really a step ahead. This is taking your paintings and making them come alive. It's a whole new form of art to the consumer. And I said, make one up for me. Let me see what it looks like. And he said, yes, okay. And we did this. And he sent it to me, and it was like, holy crap. This is incredible. This is actually taking your painting, and on a screen digitally, they make it come alive. So not only can you have your painting sitting there, but you could have this digital live image of the painting. It's phenomenal. So we put the exhibition on July 2nd. We did 13 of my paintings. And the first day, one of them just sold for $1.1 million. And I decided I'm going to take a portion of that money and give back. And we hooked up with the Let Me Help Foundation Cancer Research out of New York.
That's
And I'm
Soho
giving
Johnny's,
money to-
everybody. That's Soho Johnny's charity, everybody. Soho Johnny's been on our show a
Right,
million
a
times.
million times. You can do anything with
You
your
know.
mind. I'm 81 years old. People freak out. They say, my God, you
Yeah.
look 65. I said, you know, I
I'm
refuse.
93.
No, really, I really am 81. And I refuse to age.
You do
So
look terrific, but you're right. It is power.
You
of
hold it back.
positive Thinking.
if you give in to old age, you will be in old age. It's the same
Yeah.
thing with health. If you give in to
Yep.
bad health, you're going to die. You are a strong man, a strong-willed man. Most artists, by the way, have tremendous concentration because in order to sit in front of a canvas for hours and to make it become something takes unlimited concentration. And that's why you got
Well,
rid of your tumor, because you have an unbelievable amount of concentration. And you concentrated
Yeah,
on
well,
shrinking that tumor, and you did.
Yeah. Well,
I've
I
heard this-
paint
I've heard this
16
story.
hours a day, 7
Yeah.
days a week.
Total concentration, total within yourself.
So hold on, I want to go back. So first of all, you guys, Jared that he's talking about, his name is Jared Fink. His company is called Cosmic Wire. Ruby's still got 12 other pictures, right, that are in the auction or in the NFT
That,
thing.
and
I don't
we
know what
had
you call
some
it.
Other thing. Well, we're going to be doing. We're in the planning stages of doing other things with these NFTs. Down the road a little bit. It took me 3 years, and I created a 12-foot by 6-foot painting of the Rock and Roll Last Supper.
Wow, that's got to be great.
It's like unbelievable. 3 years. So we're going to be making that one of the NFTs where 41 of my rock and roll icons will come alive sitting at the table at the Last Supper. It's going
love
to
it.
be a trip.
So also then you guys, to see this, what's going on, to get a better idea, you can go to rubymazurnft.com. It's RUBYMAZUR NFT.com. Because it's really, I believe, I don't know if it still holds true, but I believe that your NFT for the Mouth and Tongue for 1.1 million was the 12th largest NFT so far in the history of NFTs, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
And you're going to do very well on the other ones. So you guys go to rubymazurnft.com. You can also follow him on Instagram. He's rock_n_ruby. And he's on Twitter. He's #1 Ruby Tuesday. That's funny because that's a restaurant.
Yeah, Ruby Tuesday.
And a song.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. That's funny. So
the song I sang, Ruby from.
there's another one.
Wait,
The
that song
Rolling
was from.
Stones.
The Rolling Stones, Ruby
Right.
Tuesday.
But the Ruby I'm talking about came from the movie Ruby
I
Gentry.
know.
See, I forgot the last
Ruby
part.
I'm talking about came from the Stones.
The Stones.
I like
I
one
know
of
that,
Younger than
Ruby.
you.
Yeah, well, you don't remember. Well, no, wait a minute. You're 73.
No, he's 70. What did he say before?
I'll be
75.
75 in October.
I'll
so,
be 50.
so you could have known that movie because you were very little. I was very little when that movie came out. I was
wasn't
maybe
watching movies then.
I was probably
doing
10.
finger
So
painting.
Finger painting.
yeah, I was about 10. You must have been just born. So no, you wouldn't know that
Yeah.
movie.
So I want to know, going back, because Elton John's one of my favorite artists. Used to be a celebrity clothing designer, and I had an opportunity to dress him once and meet him in his backstage, and it was like one of the greatest experiences for me. So what album cover did you do for him?
Well, it was funny. I got out of college. I was 21. I immediately became head art director for Paramount Records in New York
Okay,
at
that's a
21.
big deal.
That first year I was nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Album Cover. But 2 weeks after I got the job, I get a call from Bill Gallagher, the president of Paramount. Says, Ruby, you have to go down to the... Oh, no, this was Willy Wonka. Sorry. You have to go down and see this... Because I did this artwork for Willy Wonka.
Yeah,
too.
I knew that too.
Yeah. He said, go down, watch this movie. I want you to come up and design the album cover. It's an English artist, not that big here in America yet, but we love him. Went down, saw the movie Friends, came back to my office, and this very flamboyant guy comes walking into my office with his partner. And it was Elton, and we had a nice talk, and I told him my idea, what I wanted to do for the cover, do a line drawing of the boy and the girl kissing. He said, great, I love it, I love it, I love it. And that was Elton John. And I did it, and when I designed the cover, I knew how flamboyant he was, and it was obvious he was gay. And I wanted to put some of him into the cover, even though it was about the two characters in the movie. So I used a hot magenta color throughout the whole album, the background. Well, we went from my hands to printing up 500,000 albums. And 2 weeks later, I get a call from Bill Gallagher screaming at the top of his lungs, "Are you crazy? Pink album cover, Elton John's gonna go nuts." Bah, 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 bah. And I said, "Relax, Bill. He's gonna love it." "No, you're crazy. 500,000 albums. We're gonna have to throw them in the garbage." I said, "Just relax." Well, Elton loved it, and it was a couple of years ago. He was performing here at the Mac maybe 3 years ago. And I wrote his manager and I said, it's been a long time. I haven't seen Elton since I designed that album cover. I would love to go see him at the Mac, Maui Arts and Cultural Center. Day before the concert, I get an email. "Elton, there it is. Elton would love to have dinner with you backstage. Please come." So I had a very large print of that album made up, a giclée print. It must have been about 36 by 36. I brought it to the concert, went backstage, had dinner with him, and I gave this to him. And he said, "I remember discussing the whole cover with you, how you wanted to do the drawing, and the pink was a surprise, but I loved it." And I said, "You remember this? I mean, you're talking 50 years ago, 51 years ago." He remembered the entire conversation we had in my office. He loved the hot pink. I told him the story with Bill Gallagher. He cracked up. He said, "I was so upset because that was such a great album and the cover, and it didn't get recognized like I hoped it would." And I said, I agree with you. It was one of my favorite albums. And he was just the most humble, down-to-earth, nice person I've ever known. Him and Jimmy Buffett are my two favorites.
The big ones always are. It's the little jerks starting off that are crappy. But we
I
deal-
know some
no,
big
we-
ones that are real assholes too.
No, I really have to tell you, I knew the legends of Hollywood because Jane Russell and I were best friends. So through Jane, I met Esther Williams, I met Arlene Dahl, all the old great movie stars of yesteryear, and they all had charm and style and manners and class. They would never be nasty or mean because they were taught by the studios not to. So there was a whole beautiful world.
You're talking Hollywood. I'm talking rock and roll.
Well, rock and roll is
there are
different.
a lot of big stars that are.
Yeah, well, rock and roll is
They
different.
forgot where they came from.
Yeah, that's too bad,
true.
actually.
So a lot of the movie stars too, but they knew how to cover it up well. And back in my day, nobody was rude. Not even show people, rock people. I mean, I've met a lot of rock and roll people, and they were afraid to be rude because the word could get out. Today they don't give a shit. They hate the audience.
They don't care.
No, they don't care.
They don't care.
They just make money. They piss on the audience. They don't care because the audience
It's a
is
funny
really.
thing. You just reminded me of a very funny story. I'm going to just tell you quickly. My daughter must have been about 16, and she had done a couple of movies, and I had a big exhibition in Soho, so I flew her from LA to join me at the exhibition. We pull up, and there's like 2,500 people around the block in Soho, police barricades, and we take the cab up, and I say, "We got to go through." He said, No. Block is closed off. There's a big art show. I said, "Yeah, it's mine." He goes, "Yeah, great. Get out of the cab and walk." That's a New York cop. So we go to the gallery, and it was incredible. And afterwards, everybody's pulling me, "Ruby, Ruby, Ruby," like I'm their best friend. I don't have a clue who they are, but I'm doing the
That's
schmooze
awful
and talking
cause.
to everybody. Sorry.
That happens to him all the
That
time when we
happens
go
to me.
places too. Everybody's like walking up to him.
They all walk up to me and hug me and say, "Ron, so good to see you again." And I look at them, I say to myself, "Who the fuck is this one?" I mean, I have no idea who these people are, and they swear they know me
But you
forever.
have to be nice. So I'm doing this.
Always.
After the show, we went to a private club. They were having a party, and everybody's grabbing me. And my daughter is standing there. She's 16, and she's going, "Dad, I'm hungry. Dad, I'm hungry. I said, Monet, give it a minute. So I'm schmoozing there. After 45 minutes, I say, excuse me, I gotta take my daughter for dinner. And she goes, do you have to talk to everybody? I said, Monet, I'm gonna tell you this once. One day, you're gonna be a big movie star. And if you're a jerk to one person, they tell 10 people. Those 10 people tell 10
Tell
other
20
people.
people.
Before you know it, you have 1 million people calling you a jerk.
Absolutely.
And she rolled her eyes like, yeah.
But that's true.
15
Because-
years later, I'm out in LA. She's now becoming a big movie star. Had done about 40 major films. We're at an outdoor cafe in Los Angeles. 2 girls come running up. Monet Mazer, Monet, oh my God, I loved you with Johnny Depp and Blow and this movie and that. Can I have your autograph? My daughter's, yeah, sure. Do you have a pen? And she's doing a little schmooze. And I'm just sitting back watching her, and she's being as sweet as could be. And after the girls left, almost in tears, I said, Mo, do you remember? And she goes, shut up, Dad.
No, but it's true. You always have to be nice to the people that admire
You have
your
to
work.
be nice. These are
When
the
I-
people that made you.
Everybody needs to hear that too, listening, because we have a lot of like
No, but
up and coming
I
celebrities.
do it with sincerity. You know, when I go to one of my red carpet movies that I'm in and they bring me the poster and they want me to sign the poster, I always write a little sentiment and I give them a hug.
Absolutely.
And I say to them, would you like a picture with me? And they say, oh, we would love it. And I do it because, yeah, without the audience, you're nothing. You're no one.
Exactly.
You're just a
I
jerk.
go to
So we s-
I go to the Holly Fine Art Gallery every Friday for 3 hours, and I can't tell you how many times they're always coming. Can I have a picture? So we do.
Sure.
That's the
Yes,
picture, and I
He
say,
always sticks his tongue. I love that though. I googled you looking at pictures. Yeah, and there's always pictures of you, and you always have your tongue out, which is really cool because I mean that has really.
and they have
Hey,
fun,
listen.
and you gotta, it's. I'm flattered. I'm flattered.
Absolutely. Flattery is what we work for.
Do
We
you-
want to be liked. We want to be told how good we are because we work very hard to achieve that.
Yeah.
Listen now,
Yeah.
how expensive are you for a poster?
Talk to my agent.
No, seriously, I wrote a movie. It's called The Gift of Magic. It's starring myself and Lainey Kazan and maybe Susan Sarandon. And I need a poster made. I thought maybe you could make me a poster for free.
Wait. I can't say that word.
For free.
Yes.
For free.
Actually, that's all right. Everybody actually loves you, Ruby.
No, seriously, we're looking for a poster doer. Can you recommend
Terrific.
somebody who's could
I'm
you
happy
recommend?
for you.
No, but wait, could you recommend somebody who's not terribly
You gotta find
expensive?
somebody who's a graphic person.
A graphic.
He's not really a
person.
graphic person. He's an artist person.
No, I know, but I wouldn't mind a watercolor of the poster.
Oh, yeah.
Like years ago in the movie lobbies, they had.
Well,
the
his paintings just sold for $1 million. So.
I used to
know,
do a lot of
maybe-
them.
maybe
Hey, I
now-
did Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
I know that's
Yeah.
amazing,
I
by
do
the
a
way.
list.
Maybe
Sorry.
now that you're my best friend because
Remember
you're on our
Love Story,
show.
Ryan O'Neal and Ally
Oh
McGraw?
yes,
Sure.
That's
love that
mine.
movie. Oh my
I
gosh,
did
what other
Malcolm
movies did you?
X.
Did you ever do
Malcolm X, I did.
lobby posters?
I did, sure.
You did. He did
I
lobby
did
posters.
Borsalino. I did.
Willy Wonka and the
What
Chocolate
movie?
Factory is a big one for me because
Yeah.
that was like my favorite
Yeah.
movie as a
But
child.
those lobby
Yeah.
posters of years ago are worth a fortune today. They go off in auctions for so much money. A
Sure.
real watercolor or true lobby poster, the original, big money.
I'm
Do you have what?
expensive.
Yes. What's your favorite? Like, do you have a favorite? Like, or one of your favorites? Maybe not the a favorite. Do you have like what's one of your favorite album covers that you've done?
I loved Willy Wonka.
Yeah, I would love that one
Steely
too.
Dan.
Oh, we love Steely
I
Dan.
love
Love,
Steely Dan.
Can't Buy a Thrill. I'm actually talking with Elliot Randall, the guitarist in Steely Dan. We're talking about doing an NFT together with
Oh,
his
cool.
music and my art. Yeah.
Didn't one of them
Um,
from Steely Dan just pass away recently?
Like a year ago or 2
Yeah.
years ago.
yeah.
One of them.
We love Steely Dan.
I love Steely
We listen to
Dan.
Yacht Rock on Sirius, and so they
Oh.
play Steely Dan all the time.
It's just the most beautiful sound. What a different sound and a
Yeah.
wonderful sound.
Yeah. There's Long Island Boys.
Yep.
Yes. So you
Sounds
guys,
Vegas.
this is Ruby Mazer. You guys follow him on Instagram. It's rock_n_Ruby. I'm sure you can see a bunch of his artwork there. Go to rubymazernft.com to see all the different art stuff, and he's on Twitter at @1RubyTuesday, which now I get that more. That makes more sense to me, so I love it. We want to, and also you guys. So he's donating it. If you see, there's a hashtag. It's fuck cancer, but it's FUK. Hashtag FUK, hashtag FUK cancer. We're using it online in a lot of different things. And we want to, number one, we want to say,
Actually, I
s-
just trademarked that and setting up the website, the domain now.
there you go.
Hashtag
I love
fuck
it.
Cancer.
There you go.
And I agree with
And,
that.
hey, I was a very, 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 very lucky person, and I know way too many people that have succumbed to cancer. And if I can help, I mean, we can only do what we could do on this planet for a short amount of time. So if I can help somebody and contribute money to ridding this horrible, ugly disease, then I've done a good thing.
I love it. I think it's
You
fantastic.
would think by now they would have a cure for it, because for the last 100 years, people have been sending tons of money to cancer, and they've been using that money for research. It's amazing how
I
they
know.
found a cure for COVID so quickly, but cancer
I
they don't
can't
have
tell
a cure
you-
for.
Since my story came out about my brain tumor, how many hundreds and hundreds of messages and emails I'm getting from people who they're going through this themselves, or they have family members or a loved one that just passed away, and thanking me for doing what I'm doing, and I'm saying, we all have to do something. And that's why, you said, oh, all this money. What does money mean if you don't have your life? And if I can help somebody by getting rid of this kick.
Yeah, but many people say that they do have a cure for cancer, but they won't allow it to be public because it's such a money-making business. Now, doctors and nurses have said this to me over the years. So you never know who to believe. And I find it very strange that they haven't found some sort of a delaying factor for cancer. But yet COVID, they found a cure or an inoculation that prevents it.
My mom died. My mom died of cancer, and so did his first husband.
Died of pancreatic.
My
and
mom
it
died
was
at
hell.
49 years old of cancer.
Yeah, it's just terrible.
It's a terrible way to go.
But it's very
She was a
inspirational. You're an inspiration, Ruby. Your artwork is phenomenal. I hope that all the other NFT, everything that you do with it does really well. I think that what you're doing is amazing, and you've had an amazing career, and we're so happy that you're in remission and that the tumor went away. So congratulations.
And it won't come back.
We want you to be around a long time.
He will not allow it to
I'm
come
getting
back.
my
so
next MRI August 10th. So
It won't come back, Ruby.
You're going to be in good shape.
You're too strong.
Hashtag fuck cancer.
Hashtag fuck
You're
cancer.
way-
FUK cancer. You
You're
guys.
way too strong, Ruby. That is not coming back. That tumor's gone.
They love you too in the chat room. So Ruby, we want to thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
on the show. Want to thank Jared Fink
Thank
and Eileen
you.
for setting this whole thing
And
up.
thank you for sharing
you
your
guys were
story.
A lot of fun.
Well,
Thank
not
you very
really.
much.
We weren't funny today. Today we were serious because
No,
your
you
story.
were. Jimmy,
your
not so much, but you were.
No, Jimmy is the straight.
I'm the straight one. He's the comedian
But
anyway.
I'm sick right now. I'm sick as a dog. I've got a terrible cold, as you can hear. So I'm not really functioning on all fours. But if you send me that poster free, I'll be very happy.
Yeah. Okay. Hello.
So start.
He said hello.
Start-
Ruby, thank
wait,
you so much.
Ruby, start
I
to
got my
sketch it.
pen. Here I
Wait,
am.
start to-
Got it going.
Start to sketch it now, Ruby.
All right, Ruby, thank you so much. Best of luck.
Take care.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
Hawaii.
Bye,
Enjoy
everybody.
Hawaii.
Hey, you guys.
What a
that's super
nice
cool.
man. What a nice guy. He's
Yeah.
a real sweetheart.
Everybody loved him in the chat room.
And I'm
He's
happy
really
that he
done a lot.
shared his story with us, because I firmly believe that the mind controls the body. I talk about that all the time on Facebook as well as is on our show. If you succumb to things, it's because you allow it. Most people, when they're depressed or sad, get illnesses. They bring them on themselves. When you notice when you're really happy, nothing bothers you, you have no aches and pains. Like if you're out at a party, you don't have aches and pains, but when you come home, you're suffering. Well, I'm trying to get rid of my cold now mentally, saying go away. And, it came yesterday and today it's going. So I'm very strong about that. The mind is a wonderful thing. Use it.
They say we look fabulous, by the way.
Well, thank you, but I don't feel so fabulous. But I'll be fine tomorrow.
So also, you guys, then let me do a little plug. You guys can listen to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. We're on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, TuneIn, Pandora, and SoundCloud. We're on a bunch of other platforms, but those are the most important ones, and they're a lot of fun. I also want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening all the time, because we're always getting a lot of plays and we appreciate that. And you guys' support is amazing, especially all of you guys who are in the chat room now. You guys are loyally in there every week, so we really, really appreciate it. And Jimmy Star. The chat room's going by kind of fast. I can't even actually keep up with the whole thing. But anyway, we're gonna bring on our next guest, and she's here a few minutes early, but we're ready because I went through that quick, so we're going to see how it goes. Hey!
Early's better than late.
Oh, good. We hear you well. Good, good, good. Hey, April, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you guys?
We are fantastic. All right, let me do my introduction.
Hear her a little too great. Can we lower her?
Oh,
Just shut up.
no. Hang on.
You're really loud in my ear plugs.
That's just because the other guy was so quiet. I have to get up to do that.
I'll just drop them out a little bit.
There you go. All right. There you go. You're fine, April. You look fabulous, by the way. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, the incredibly talented April Rose Gabrielli. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hi. How are you?
Good. Let me start off by introducing you to my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Hi, Ron. It's nice to meet
I've
you.
heard so much about you from Eileen and Soho and everybody back east. So Ron's
got a cold, so he sounds funny.
Terrible cold.
It's okay. I really liked what you were just saying about how the mind is a powerful tool in healing.
It's a powerful tool in everything.
Yeah, that really just spoke to me. I've been sort of getting into that myself as.
No, I've had friends of mine that said they no longer have great sex with their partners or wives or whatever.
Yeah.
And I said that's because you're not allowing your mind to work as it did when you were younger. When you get older, you sort of think that sex is old hat and it's boring. Right. Well, recondition your mind and rethink it, and sex becomes as good as when you were 18 and 19. Huh. So the mind controls. Same thing with people that are overweight.
Oh my gosh!
And they say to me, I don't know how I got fat. I said, you got fat because you ate too much, and now you got to use your mind to stop eating. Yeah. And they say, how do you do that? Concentration. If everybody learned to even you concentrating on your music, anything, you could be far better than you were yesterday.
Hang on, we have a chat room full of people, so say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hi, chat room.
They're all saying, oh my gosh, your hair looks great. Your hair is curled. She's wonderful. We love you.
Well, why wouldn't her hair be curled?
Because on all her promo stuff, her hair is straight, and now she's got curly hair.
The truth of the matter is, I really just have naturally curly hair.
You're lucky. You're lucky.
It's absolutely beautiful. So everybody, April is a phenomenal singer-songwriter, and her debut single that came out on Soho Records came out yesterday.
Yes.
The name of the song is "Do You," so it's "Do You" with a question mark. And it's phenomenal, and she's going to have a music video coming out, I think, in a week or so, right? A week and a half.
Soho Records. Johnny has a record company now?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's okay.
See how informed I am?
That's okay. It's a fairly new thing, but it's been really great in the early stages of it, and it's been nothing but helpful and enjoyable to me. So
And
Yeah.
everybody in the chat room is saying hi to Kulik too. So hi Kulik. So that's someone she works with. She works with Kulik, and they actually we'll brag about that first a little bit. So you guys recently, which was only a couple of weeks ago, her first single that she did with Kulik, the name of the song was called Tameless, and it's the song for the documentary Not the Science Type, and it debuted at the Tribeca Film Festival.
Good for
like
you.
2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago maybe, and the song is phenomenal, and everybody I was seeing comments all over the internet where people were saying, that they thought for a song for a documentary that it was like Oscar worthy song, and so congratulations that so many people enjoyed the song so much.
Thank you.
That's a good start.
Yeah, I'd say. It was
I
really
would say.
we recorded that song right in this very room. All of our stuff is all home produced right here. So, and as well as the single Do You. So it was really exciting to hear that was chosen in the state that it was in the form and the production that we had chosen and done. Because it was completely true to what we liked and wanted to do. So it was really nice to get validated and chosen in that way.
Absolutely.
So how did you meet Soho?
How did I meet Soho? I met Soho through my incredible manager, John Velasco.
We love John.
John is a sweetheart.
He's the salt of the earth. Yeah, he's incredible. He's done nothing but helped me and encouraged me since I met him. And he's really, really great at putting the right people together. And he's always talked so highly of you, Jimmy, and you, Ron. So it's been great to kind of meet everybody now. This is
It's like full circle. Yeah, we're coming
We're
full circle.
We're all part of that mafia gang.
Yeah.
So-
Gabrielli, my last name. So
Are you Italian?
100%.
Me too, 100%.
And
Really?
where were you born?
Well, my father was.
I'm from New York, but I'm not I'm like third generation, 100%.
Well, I'm 100% Italian, but religion is different than nationality.
Mhm.
My mother was a Catholic. My father was Jewish. So
Really?
he was an Italian Jew, which people say, how could you be an Italian and be a Jew? I said, you could be black and be a Jew. You could be anything.
Yeah.
It's a religion. It's not a nationality.
Italians and Jews have a lot of crossover too, as far as the way that they entertain and enjoy food.
We love food. We love our children. We love people.
Yeah.
We're very open-hearted people.
Yeah.
I love it. So wait,
Soho is
where-
open-hearted too.
where in New York were you born? Did you were born in New York?
Yeah, I grew up on Long Island.
Where in Long Island?
I grew up mostly on the North Shore, like near Port Jefferson in Miller Place.
Yes.
I know Miller Place
Really well.
I've got a lot of friends there.
Yeah.
I lived in Setauket.
Oh yeah, I love it out there. Yeah, that's where I grew up. I went to high school out there, and my mother had a house out there for about 6 or 7 years, and then trying to think. Then they were out in Middle Island. I spent some time in Bayshore as a young child at Catholic school, incidentally.
Actually, that's where Eileen lives, Middle Island.
Right.
Eileen lives in Middle Island, and we were just there in May visiting with her. And then
Do you know Eileen?
Yes.
Love Eileen, yeah.
You know those are falsies. She doesn't have those big boobs. No, they're
Same thing.
she takes the takes the pillows off her sofa and she puts them in her bra. She's really flat chested.
Yeah. No, I can tell by the attitude for sure. That's very fun.
They're all fake. She has no tits at all.
So Ron,
Eileen,
actually,
titless Eileen.
where were you born?
I was born in Brooklyn. I was raised on Long Island.
Mhm.
I lived in Astoria for a while, and then as an adult, I lived in all over Long Island. I guess where did I live in? I lived in Queens a lot, but I lived in Setauket when I was married. My both daughters went to School District 5 in Setauket,
Okay.
which is that near the Duck Pond, that beautiful little section.
Yeah.
It was lovely out there. It was nice living out there. It was good. And back in those days, it was safe, clean, and good. Yeah.
So
Long,
wait,
Long Island is a nice place to live, although now you can't
Place
afford
to
it.
grow up. Yeah, it's a little pricey for me right now.
Pricey. Are you kidding? Houses are in the million of dollars, and the taxes are up in 30,000. It's ridiculous. When I lived there, my house was 29,000, and my taxes were 2,400.
Wow. Where at? In Setauket.
In Setauket, yeah.
My goodness.
One thing you gotta remember. Oh, I don't know if you know or you don't know, because when Ron talks about things, because he doesn't look as old as he is, people are like, "When was that?" But Ron's 81,
So I go back a long time.
So he goes back a long time.
I was there with the
Didn't we?
Indians.
No, he's 81. He turned
81.
81 back in May.
I can't keep up with all this. Yeah, it's incredible. You're
Yeah,
incredible.
I was there. I was there with the Indians when they formed Long Island. They sold it for
Starting to look familiar from all those textbooks. That's weird.
Yeah.
12 pair of beads. They sold Long Island for.
So let's talk a little bit about, because I really want people, everybody needs to go stream Do You. So tell us a little bit about Do You. Like, how did it come around and how was that picked as your first single in the first place?
So wow. This song is as of June 2 years old. I wrote this song in June of 2019. It's gone through a lot of different versions. Something about I wrote the pre-chorus, the part that goes, the way that I want you all of the time, oh baby be mine, oh baby be mine. I just watched the Bohemian Rhapsody movie. And I'm
Loved it.
fan, and I was like, why don't I have something that has 100 vocals stacked on top of each other just as a chorus? That was sort of my first idea. And I was just writing, kind of feeling really emotional, feeling like I was getting really good at kind of just deflecting and kind of letting people do what they want, and me just sort of being flexible and going along with it. And at that point I had realized, I think that damaged me in a bit. So I was starting to realize that. And so I wrote that song and I brought it to my friend Kevin, who lives in Astoria. We grew up together on Long Island, and he lives in Astoria now and produces music out there. So I brought it to him at the time when I was living in New York. And he said, this is great. I have an idea for this. So we started to continue to work with it. And it was almost done. And then I brought it to Kulik, who's we have this joke between the three of us that he just puts the sprinkles on it. So we sort of redid the chorus a little bit and amped it up. He mixed and mastered it and helped rework a little bit of it. And I don't know, something about this song, just the message of it and the sound of it, the sonic quality of the song just feels like the best way that I could have shown people, because I've been in so many different bands. I wanted to show this is my style. Any sort of things that you've heard in the past from different bands or different projects, you may have heard little inklings of this before, but this whole song is fully me, So, and I really feel that both producers that worked on it with me as well embodied that in making it. So I just felt like it was the right one, and my whole team thought it was the right one too. So there was kind of no question about it. There are a lot of other songs that it could have been.
What's the so tell us, what is the message for people who haven't heard it? Because everybody's going to go, you guys, you can stream it. It's everywhere. It's out everywhere. Just type in April Rose Gabrielli Do You and you can find it, and everybody listen to it. It's a phenomenal song. But tell us, what is the message?
It's transformed, actually, if I can be really honest. At first, it was a love song but a love song to someone I was kind of like, am I going crazy? Should I even be expressing this? Is this, or maybe I'm making it up. Maybe I want this, but maybe I don't. Then over time, it sort of turned into this proclamation of sort of like, no, you always need to go after what it is that you feel, no matter what it is. Even if you feel that it might not work out, you always need to live your truth to the fullest.
Absolutely.
So the song it's uses the phrase do you, which is kind of like a colloquial thing that a lot of people use now in two different ways. So it's sort of like, do you, almost like when you get married, you say, I do, right? So yes. I feel within me, if I'm in a relationship or whatever, I'm always just like, are you sure? Like, do you really? Do you really love me? So there's that aspect of it. And then it's like, but either way, just do what you want. I'll just be here. I'll just, so it's sort of like do your own thing, but like, do you really? It's kind of being caught in between, not being super confident in yourself.
A hesitant remark. You know, you didn't know, but I'm going to tell you something. My grandmother was a Gabrielli. Yeah, my Teresa Gabrielli, Teresa Gabriel. That was my grandmother, Teresa Gabrielli. And her husband, it was her husband's name, because her maiden name was Nero, but she married my grandfather, and his name was Gabrielli. Wonder if we're related.
We probably are. What is his name?
Rocco. He was Rocco Gabrielli.
Rocco Gabrielli. Where were they in Queens? Because I have family all over.
No. They lived in 9th Avenue, New York. He was made shoes by hand for the theater. He was a shoemaker, and he made all their shoes for the circus and for Broadway. stars, and he had a shop on 40th Street in New York City. My mother's maiden name is she was Vincenza Gabrielli, Vincenza Gabrielli, and then of course she married my father. Her name changed, but anyway, my daughter is doing our family tree on whatever, and
Ancestry and 1,
yeah.
2, 3 or whatever those.
and
two
we
are.
really had a block about the Gabriellis. We know that my grandmother on my grandfather's side, her name was Rosselli.
Okay.
So ask your family if they know of their great grandmother being Rosselli. Then we're related. Then we're related.
I mean, I know I come from two women. My grandmother, my great grandmother, and my father's side are both Rose.
Well, Rose, I think was one of them. Was Rose
Rose.
Gabrielli?
That's who I'm named after.
How funny that would be.
Yeah.
Funny.
Well, I think
We're related. Okay.
we could possibly be fourth or fifth cousins.
That would be super cool.
But I'll tell my daughter Leslie to look it up and see if we are connected, because the name Gabrielli is not a common name.
No.
You know, you don't hear them often, so we probably are related. Maybe my grandfather's father was your grandfather or something. You know,
The shoemaker thing sounds familiar to me too. I'm not joking. When you were saying that, I was like, "This is a little familiar."
Yeah, he was very famous. He died in 1927 or 28.
Okay.
You know, I mean, they go back to the turn of the century. My mother was born in 1910, so you can imagine.
Everybody in the chat room was like freaking out, like, "Oh my God, what if we're related?"
Well, you know what? As I said, the name is not a common name.
No.
And the fact that she's from the same areas that I'm from, mostly when they came over from Italy, they all migrated in the same neighborhoods.
Yep.
The relatives, cousins, aunts, uncles, they all stayed together. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe we are related. Wouldn't that be nice?
Great. Nice little family reunion.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you guys, let me do some bragging for April. So first of all, not only is she great writing her own music, but she's an actual songwriter. She's got a songwriting deal with BMG Publishing, which everybody's heard of BMG Publishing, but to actually become a songwriter with them it's not like something that you have 10,000 zillion musicians and hardly any of them get to do that. So congratulations on that. She's also partnered with Casio Music Gear, Avantone Pro, which I don't even know what that is. So tell us, what is that? So I'm not an idiot.
No, it's okay. They're a bit of a smaller company. That's why I really like them. Are you okay, Ron? I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's kind of cold. Yeah.
They're sick. Ooh. What happened? Did it go away? I don't know.
No worries.
On there?
We'll find them. Hi, this is the show engineer. They popped themselves off for somehow, some way. I guess Ron.
Am I still on the show?
Yes.
Hi, everybody. What was the question? I don't know. I totally just got distracted.
Hold on a second. Let me get them right.
Why don't we get
There
back?
we go. I don't know what happened, but we're back.
I have a bad cold, but I'm from the old school where the show must go on no matter what.
Oh, I'm there. I'm right there with you, Ron.
You know, even if you're dying, you got to get out there and do your best.
So my question though is, what is Avantone Pro? What is it like? Is it a keyboard? It's not a keyboard because Casio is probably the keyboard, right?
Yeah, Casio is my choice keyboard. Avantone makes a really great. I first learned about them when I was recording one of my first records with another band, and they make great vocal mics. Is it around? I don't know where it is. Is it? Oh, it's hidden from my view, but they make these beautiful candy red microphones, and the quality of my voice in them, I particularly like. A lot of microphones. I have a bit of a trebly voice. My voice can sometimes get screechy. I love to sing really high and really loud. I don't really make like any excuses for it. I just do it, and if you don't like it, then
that's the way it's supposed to be.
That's kind of like, I don't really care. I'm not going to fix it anyway. So, but the Avantone mics really complement the warmer tones in my voice, and specifically the CB12. So I just reached out, John and I and Kate, one of my A&R rep at BMG. We sort of reached out to them to see if we could work together. And they were super nice. So I love their microphones. I record all my music on the Avantone Pros, and it's very affordable too, which is another thing I like, because a lot of musical gear is super overpriced. And these are not. These I think are underpriced. Actually, quite frankly, they're so good. So Avantone Pro is a great.
Do me a favor. Come very close to the camera.
Uh-oh.
No, I want to see your face.
Oh.
Come close. Come close.
Actually, the chat room is saying
I
beautiful
know.
bangs. Everybody likes your bangs.
No, I'm looking at your face. Your face could look like our family.
No, I think it's
Seriously, you could look like our family.
She does kind of look like a little bit like Deirdre.
Doesn't she look like my daughter? Deirdre?
Yeah, she does kind of look like
She could be your sixth.
I don't really look
fifth
like
cousin.
anyone in my family. Everybody in my family is darker. Like they got darker skin, they're shorter, they got brown eyes. My
Yeah,
parents-
but my daughter Deirdre is a blue-eyed redhead.
yeah. Well, you
I
guys
love it.
northern Italy.
We're northern. But my grandfather's family came from the south of Italy, from some town south of Naples.
Yeah.
They say you're gorgeous in the chat room, and Teresa Sabin loves you. She's been listening to your music. Say hi to Teresa.
Hi, Teresa. Thank you guys so much for the compliments.
Yes, she's like fabulous. So you guys, April has her first post-COVID show coming up. It's Friday night at the Bitter End in New York City, which is New York City's oldest rock club. It's on Bleecker Street. It's Friday, July 23rd. Tell us a little bit about it.
Oh my gosh. I can't even believe it's finally happening. I've been doing shows in this room for like 2 years. So it's gonna, and this is a whole new set. And it's all of my songs that are basically kicking off my solo career as April Rose Gabrielli. I'll be playing Do You, of course. So if you like the song, I would recommend coming and hearing it live. And Kulik will be opening as well as playing in my band since he helped to produce a lot of the songs. And I have a great drummer. She's an Argentinian girl named Juliana Morello. She's amazing. So it's going to be the three of us up there, sort of, playing 9 brand new songs that I haven't really showed many people. So I
think it's
love them.
super exciting.
They're great. Yeah, it's going to be a blast. I haven't picked out
So
my
it-
outfit yet. I have some ideas. So that's the
So
only
is it
thing that-
hard? Is it hard to play the keyboards and sing at the same time in front of a crowd of people? I mean, that's an
Of course it
acquired
is.
something you have to learn. Yes. Of course it is.
Yeah, no, it's something I don't even know why I like doing it sometimes because I'm like, this is scary. This scares me, but I love it and it feels great. And sometimes I regret, I'm like, oh, do I really have to play the keys? Like I definitely am super comfortable singing, but I always get very nervous when it comes to the, singing and then the playing and the this and the that. But finally, when I get up on the stage and I'm playing it and we're all in the same sort of groove, I'm like, right, this is why I do this. But yeah,
but
no,
you're,
it's
you're like a female Elton. You're like a female Elton John.
oh gosh.
That's
a
fun.
big compliment. Yeah, that would be. I don't know if I'm, there. But yeah.
I love Elton John. I think it's fabulous. So tell us, who are some of your like musical influences? Like, first of all, I don't know how, because you're very you look really young. I don't know how old you are, but you just talked about after you got out of high school, you did all these things. So I'm assuming that you're at the most in your mid-20s, probably.
Yeah,
And
take it, make my day.
I don't know, 24, 23, 24.
No, I'm 28.
Okay. So
You're such an old lady. 28.
I know.
It's a
I
kid.
know.
28 is still a
in the
kid.
chat room, they guessed 26. Dave did in the UK, guessed 26. Okay.
Dave is there. Keep it clean, Dave. She's a nice girl.
Yes. He's our resident perv. He likes all the hot girls and and
Thanks.
stuff.
Great. That's good.
So wait, what was I asking? Now I forgot.
You're old.
Oh no, who are your influences? Musical influences. Who are some of your, okay, at your age, who are some of your musical influences? And then who are some people that you listen to now? Like that, like if you were going to turn the radio on or you were driving in the car or whatever, like who would you listen to?
Let me get those out of my head first because I'm like more there. I always give those as my musical influences. Now I have been listening to a lot of Halsey. I love her.
I love Halsey.
Really good. I bought her poetry book too, and I've been really into that. So she's really great. I'm trying to think more recent stuff. Pink. I love Pink.
Oh, I dressed her once. I used to be a celebrity clothing designer, so I got an opportunity to dress her once. She's fabulous. I love her.
Cool. She's so cool. Me and my mom, she's also kind of a musical influence. Me and my mom used to listen to her every morning before school.
No, she's fat and she's really cool. Like when I met her, I was like, oh my God, she's so cool. She doesn't act like like somebody who sold a zillion records.
Yeah, it seems like that. Like she seems very humble. I watch her interviews to try to act cool during mine. You know what I mean? Like she's so cool.
Yes.
Who else?
While you're thinking, so they said in the chat room to compliment you. This is B. Claudia from Germany. Compliment you on your ABBA Dancing Queen cover. It's super good, and she knows the original. It was performed at the wedding of Queen Sylvia in Sweden.
Oh my goodness.
They freaking love it.
ABBA is one of my influences, I'd say, as well.
Oh, do you
Queen-
like those movies? Do you like those ABBA movies? Well, not the ABBA movie, but the movie. What are those movies called? Where they sing the music of ABBA?
Mamma Mia?
Mamma Mia, yeah. Like I
I
love
have a-
those Mamma Mia
Yeah, I was a
movies.
musical theater nerd for many
Okay.
that was sort of that's kind of how I started getting on stage.
It was
was through
musical
So
theater.
I kind of by association am familiar with Mamma Mia. It's not
Okay.
my favorites, but I love the music.
Yes. Oh, I like it because I like the people and I like Colin Firth.
Right.
And Pierce Brosnan. I like all the people in it. So yes, that's funny. Okay, so great. Keep going. Was a couple other.
I love Florence and the Machine. I love Regina Spektor. Regina
Oh
Spektor
yes.
was the first artist that I listened to her and I was like, oh, maybe I can do this professionally because she's quirky and is almost more like I love writing, like I love poetry. So putting that to music is kind of the way that I think of things. So she sort of emulates that. I love Tom Petty. He's not on the radio as much
Oh
anymore.
wow. No, that's a good one though.
How about Johnny Mathis?
I bet she doesn't know who he is. Well, do you know who Johnny Mathis is?
I can't. I don't like lying, so I can't say. What's the
You
song?
don't, you don't know who Johnny Mathis is?
Chances are.
One of the greatest singers of our time.
What's like his hit?
His hit, about a million.
song?
Chances are the 12th of never.
Chances are is one that
Chances
everybody.
are, cause I wear a silly grin the moment. You
I mean, he's old. He's old.
my age, a little older than I am, and he's been around forever. He sang better than Frank Sinatra or anyone.
He's actually
But it's okay because all the names you mentioned, I have not a clue who they are.
You know Pink.
I don't know Pink. I know of her through you.
Yeah. Actually, Johnny Mathis, because they didn't always
Has sold more.
they didn't
albums.
always record more albums, but they say that Johnny Mathis is the highest selling person of all time,
Right.
ahead of Frank Sinatra. Because right now, on the books, Frank Sinatra is,
Right.
but
Yeah,
they say Johnny Mathis sold
Yeah,
more
but
than Frank
Sinatra's
Sinatra.
dead, and Johnny's alive, and his albums are still selling
Really?
at age 83.
That's
You
my
should-
plan. I'm gonna live like Johnny, so I'm gonna have to look him up. Thank you.
Yeah, look him up because you'll like
your
totally love
parents
him.
know who he is.
I'm sure I know the name, but I can't be like, yeah, I know him. And then you ask me a question, I'm like, you know what I mean?
No, I just did it because I didn't think you would know.
Yeah, that's his favorite artist is Johnny
Because I
Mathis.
don't know any of the people you talked about. I have no idea who they are.
I don't really listen to Florence and the Machine at all. I never really like listened to them, so I don't know. I'm kind of like one of those people who's in a weird age because I'm a little bit too old for some and I'm a little bit too young for the other. But I kind of like listen to anything that's pop. But I like Pink a lot.
I love Yeah, I'm kind of weird too. Like when people say, I actually wrote down a list of bands that I should, or artists that I should say during these things, and it's nowhere to be found, obviously. But
Like, what about when you were like a
Oh, wait
kid?
a minute. I know one. Miley Cyrus.
Oh yeah, he likes Miley Cyrus.
I like her.
Miley's got a great voice.
Yes,
Yeah.
I like Miley Cyrus a lot actually, and I like I don't know. I have to think about who I'm listening. You know, there's this band though that I've been listening to a lot lately, and they're
Now,
really
wait a minute. And I like Adele. See, I know a couple
I
of
love
people.
Adele.
Adele
Yeah,
sings well.
Yeah, Adele's
And,
great.
and I like Lady Gaga.
I like Lady Gaga too.
So
Yeah.
you see, I know a couple of the young ones.
Yeah, you know it. I don't think,
Not many, but a few.
yeah, no. I think those
I have favorite songs though. Like my favorite songs right now that I listen to a lot is "Leave the Door Open," that new Bruno Mars song. I think it's freaking like awesome as can be.
that one is like
Yes, and
belts.
Levitating with Dua Lipa and Peaches.
Oh, I love
with
that.
Peaches with Justin Bieber. But have you ever heard of Wolfpack? Vulfpeck?
Yes, but I know that they got a lot of streams on Spotify by just consistently looping their own album on. Is that true?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know about that.
Sorry
You know
if
what?
that's fake news.
I had never heard of him before. I was watching like late at night when he goes to sleep. I watched like auditions on The Voice and American Idol and stuff. And some kids did his version of "Wait for the Moment," which is the Vulfpeck. I had never heard it before, and I actually like his version better. But I think that song "Wait for the Moment," everybody should listen to it. It's so catchy. It's so
Okay.
much fun. That's the only one I really like because then I listened to like 10 other songs and I was like, these songs suck. There's only really one good one.
Yeah, I'm looking now that you're looking at your Spotify or whatever. I love Kings of Leon.
Oh yes, Kings of
Music is
Leon are
great.
good.
You just mentioned I love Sia. She's like top 3 for me. I always forget to
Oh.
mention her, but she's like unbelievable to me. Let's see who else.
We have a lot of cool bands on the show too, and so like I always usually listen to the music of whoever's coming on the show. Like we had Steve Miller Band. I don't know. We've had Guns N' Roses. We have all the different fun people. Like a couple weeks ago, I was listening to Anthrax because we had Joey Belladonna from Anthrax on.
That's
So
awesome.
it kind of
You
just
like Guns N' Roses too. I love Guns N' Roses.
Oh yeah, I love Guns N' Roses. We have this. Do you know Scott Page? Have you met Scott Page yet? No. Okay, so we go to this. We have a wonderful friend.
Scott is part of the Mafia gang.
Yeah, you'll meet him eventually, but
I'll be meeting him soon, yeah.
So we have a friend, Sue Wong, who's a really famous fashion designer, and she does these parties. And then Scott Page comes and all these people get together and they do a jam, and they just jam all of them, and they're all from different famous bands.
Way before your time.
Yeah, like Scott Page is from Pink Floyd.
Cool,
And Ron Moss usually plays, and he's from Player. You know that song, "Baby Come Back, Baby Come Back." You can blame it all. Okay, well that's his song. And
Awesome.
and then we always have Will Champlin is always there, and Will Champlin has 2 Grammys, and he was on The Voice. He came in like 3rd place on The Voice, whatever. But his father is Bill Champlin, who founded Chicago.
Okay, that's why.
Yeah, that's how you know the name Champlin. So they have all these like super famous musicians coming in. It is the most fun ever. When you're in LA, if she has a party, we'll have to like have you come because you could jam with all of them because it's super fun and they would love it. And I know that Kulik is signed to like a good label, a big label, right? He's like a big deal.
Yeah, he's a big deal in my world. Yeah. NC Records, who it's owned by Pat Magnarella, who is Green Day's past manager. He also manages the Goo Goo Dolls at the moment, and Kulik.
I actually dressed the Goo Goo Dolls once. Many years ago, and at the MTV Awards, I hung out with Green Day. It was freaking awesome.
So maybe you may have met Pat. I think he's been with the Goo Goo Dolls for a while.
This is a long time ago. This is like back in like in the Iris days. I mean, this is a long time ago. Like you got to remember, I'm old. Like I could be your like fucking grandfather.
Age is just a number, baby. I swear to God, unless it's weird. But like mentally, you need to when you're telling me these people are still playing music at 81, you're 83 years old, whatever it is, and doing what you're doing. Like I know that just releasing my song yesterday was day one of what I'm hoping to do. You know, every new thing is like, okay, new chapter.
Absolutely. I think so. Absolutely. So what's the biggest crowd you've played in front of?
Let me think. Probably not with my own project, but I think with Kulik, probably close to like 1,800.
Okay. That's getting there. No, it's fun. You got to like going.
And so that was cool. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because usually it's like you show up to a venue, the 3 people that you know are going to be there are there during your sound check. This is like when you first start out. And then they listen to you sound check. You're like sweating because you know it sounds like garbage. And then they all come in and then watch the set again. And then there's just the 3 of them. They kind of like wave to you and then the set's over and that's it. So like a whole crowd of people and that you can't see the end of is for me was like.
I never actually, because I'm not a singer. Since I'm not a singer, Ron used to be a performer, and so he performed actually in drag as he was a female impersonator. He impersonated Jane Russell, the famous movie star, in straight clubs back in the day, and he sang in his own voice.
She's not a clue what you're talking about.
She might know Jane Russell. Have you ever seen the movie Gentlemen Prefer Blondes? It was Marilyn Monroe. Anyway, she's like Marilyn Monroe. Let's put it that way. She's like a Marilyn Monroe type. And Ron used to impersonate her, and he was best friends with her. So he's played in front of tons of people. I've only talked in front of tons of people, so it's not the same thing. But as an artist starting out, though, I never even really thought about that until she brought it up. Like, what do you go to a club and like nobody shows up but your fucking 3 friends? That must be sucking ass.
No.
Well, try touring the country, and you're like hundreds of thousands of miles away from home, and no one's there. You're like, why am I doing this? And you have a stomach virus and like bird flu, and you're like
living in a van.
I saw a meme on. Yeah, you're living in a van. I saw a meme, and it said regarding all the. What did it say? It was basically said, I tallied up all of the gigs that I lost because of the pandemic, and it looks like I saved $214.
But you never know what your audiences are going to do.
Well, I
played Ford nightclub in New York City. Ford nightclub was a very posh nightclub, and it was a blizzard like you can't believe. And I said to the owners, boy, we're going to be an empty house tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We're lucky we have 5 people. Well, I was backstage dressing, and they said to me, Ron, would you believe somebody called and ordered a table of 10, and we had to tell them we're sold out. In the blizzard, they came to see our show.
Wow.
That's awesome.
See. I had a candy in my mouth. So you can't really, you really don't know what's going to happen with an audience.
Which we should tell everybody too, you guys. This is April Rose Gabrielli. You can follow her on Instagram. Her Instagram is April Rose Gabrielli. It's APRILROSEGABRIELLI. But her Twitter is April Rose Gabri. So it's APRILROSEGABRIE. So follow her on social media. Her new single is called Do You. It's out on all the streaming platforms on the 30th, right? Is that what you told me? The video is coming out on the 30th?
Yeah, should be.
Should be coming out on the 30th. If you're in the New York area, you wanted to go see at the Bitter End this Friday night. It's at the Bitter End. It's New York City's oldest rock club. Every major person ever has ever played there. That's actually really cool.
I know
the
the
place.
I know the Bitter End. I've been there.
It's a very cool place to have a show. And also, you guys, if you watch the documentary Tameless, her song is the song is Tameless, and the documentary is called Not the Science Type. And if you don't want to watch the documentary, just go to iTunes or Spotify and just stream the song. And that way, she doesn't really care if you watch the movie as much as she wants you to listen to her music. So listen to the song.
The documentary was awesome. It's about, I'm going to plug it quick. It was about a bunch of women in the STEM fields, basically female scientists. And it's one in the documentary is as young as 15 years old. So it's about 4 women who basically, it's the idea of they're not the science type. You wouldn't see them as scientists, and they're all completely multifaceted, cool. They were so cool. I met all of them at the documentary, at the screening. Really cool. You wouldn't think.
It has to be a good documentary, because to get into we're in the film business, and to get into the Tribeca Film Festival, is extremely difficult. So the film has to be really, really good, because that's one of the biggest film festivals in the world.
Yeah.
So that's such an honor to be in it and have your song in it. It was really cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a really cool thing to throw in the old bio or on the resume.
Yes.
I would like to apologize before we go off the air to all of our people who listen and watch that I've not been myself for these 2 interviews, but it's difficult even staying awake because I took what do you call that stuff you drink?
Benadryl.
No, I didn't take Benadryl.
Oh, NyQuil.
NyQuil, yes.
But I took Dayquil.
Okay.
And it's supposed to not make you sleepy, but I could go right out now. But anyway, I apologize. I'm not myself.
No, that's okay. We're
usually
all
I'm
good.
up and crazy and fun, but
so let's do some hypotheticals, because I always do this with actors when they come on the show. I always ask them, bucket list, who's someone who you would love to be in a movie with. Since you're a singer, who's someone who you would love to go on tour with? And it could be anybody, living or dead. And let's say there was a hit song. Because I always say a movie. There was a hit song. What's a hit song that you think, oh my God, wouldn't it be great if I would have written that song and I was performing that song or whatever? What's a song that you think is so great that you would have wished you would have possibly written it? And who's somebody you would like to go on tour with? A bucket list of oh my God, I'm going to go. Oh my God, I'm on tour with. Boom.
Probably some of the artists that I had mentioned before, touring with Pink, because she plays huge arenas and she's really cool. Same with Sia, kind of similar musical style. And I like a lot of rock bands like Muse. It'd be cool to open for them. I don't know if we'd fit now. And Queen as well. Maybe Led Zeppelin. Trying to think who else I'd open for. But yeah, those are the few that come to mind. And then as far as songs that I wish I had written, oh my God, there's so many good songs. You know what song actually? Do you know the band The Script?
Yes. I love them.
A Man Who Can't Be Moved.
Yep.
It's
funny.
That song, and then there's all that song I wish I'd written. And one of their other ones, I'm sorry, that song Break Even by The Script.
Break Even is the best one.
Don't break even.
I freaking love Break Even. It's funny. I think a lot of people, I don't know, they're not as popular here in the United States as I think they should be, but I had never heard of them except for that I'm such a fan of The Voice, and I watched the auditions, blind auditions in every country at night, and the guy from The Script was a judge for 7 years in the UK on it, and that's how I found out who they were and started listening to their music. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't know who they are. But Break Even is an awesome song.
Oh my God,
I love it.
I wonder what that felt like coming up with that lyric, because if that were me, I'd be like, you are brilliant. you can quit. That's it.
Yeah, I
Like,
think it's pretty
that's-
actually pretty it's pretty cool. I love it actually. I like all that stuff because we always, I usually ask those questions primarily to our actor guests, but I think it's fun to get a different take from different people,
Sure.
doing all that. Like if I was a singer, I would like want to go on. Oh, what if you could do a duet with someone? Let's say you're going to go, and it can't be like somebody like, because that's not fair because you get to do duets already. But let's say it could be a guy or a girl that came and they said, oh, we wrote this great song and we want to do a duet. Like, who do you want to do a duet with?
You know what? I'd love to do a duet with like Adam Lambert.
I love Adam Lambert.
His
Oh, that's
voice is-
B's favorite. That's B in the chat room. That's her like favorite. Like she freaking like loves Adam Lambert.
his voice is just like unbelievable. I know he has a theater background too, so he kind of has that dramatic thing that you just can't scrub out. And I feel like I read that resonates with me. So I feel like we'd work well together with our voices. I think anyway, it'd be fun.
You see, you're not old enough to know what MySpace was, right?
Oh my! I had a MySpace. Are you kidding?
Oh, you had a MySpace. So
I love
I used to talk to Adam Lambert on MySpace all the time because I had like a couple of 100,000 followers on MySpace, and I was really big on MySpace. And then after he like won, well, he didn't win. He came in second place or whatever on American Idol because I don't think he won. All of a sudden, like he like never talked to us again. So I hold a grudge again. I hold a grudge against him, but I do think his voice vocally, he is so phenomenal. There's another guy named Justin Crum too, who was on what's the one that America's Got Talent, and he did a Google. You will like this actually. He's got the great. He's very similar to an Adam Lambert, but Google Justin Crum America's Got Talent Creep. He did a version of Radiohead's Creep, which to me is one of my favorite songs, and it is so amazing. Imagine Creep sung by like an Adam Lambert type. You'll freaking like love it.
Yeah, I love when people have like a dramatic take on that song.
Me
'Cause it
too.
is-
It's one of the greatest songs like ever. I think it's such a great song. I don't know why everybody doesn't cover it.
No, I know. Yeah, I love Radiohead. OK Computer is probably like one of my favorite records in like the world.
Yes, absolutely.
And they're one of those people on the list that I always forget to mention.
I know. It's funny. Just because you brought up Adam Lambert is why I actually like thought about him, because we were going to have him on the show. He's very talented, and then America's Got Talent brought him back for like the All Stars show also. And I don't think he won it. I think he came in second place, but he's super talented. And he also does a song with, I don't know. Do you ever watch that TV show? Do you watch TV at all?
I just kind of
No.
started.
So during the whole pandemic, you were like locked up in an apartment or a house, and basically you wrote music all day.
Yeah, like I really don't. I love being social. I love talking to people, and I lived in New York City for 10 years, and I just loved being social all the time. But I don't know, something about TV really just, I feel like I don't like it. I don't like what it does. The news stresses me out. Not like ignorant. I don't think ignorance to the news is the answer, but like just watching it and what they do. I don't know. TV is not like my favorite thing in the world. I kind of do Hulu and Netflix and kind of just as needed, but
Do you like horror movies and horror shows or
I don't
no?
really even watch movies, or I don't like being scared unnecessarily because I don't know,
Ron, she's not going to see any of your movies.
like somebody's telling me, hey,
Yeah,
so
I'm
did
glad.
this or whatever, I'm right there. But for no reason, just for my own enjoyment, no, not really. I like funny stuff mostly
Okay.
where I've found TV is helpful, or documentaries, because if it has to sort of like, I guess I'm a little self-centered in that way, where I need a documentary to lift me up and be like, hey, this person was a loser once too. Like, you could do it. And then
We watch a lot of Tubi. Because they put new movies up every day. And most of them are old. Like, we watch all kinds of movies that came out in the 80s. And Turner Classic. He likes Turner Classic movies, so we watch a lot of Turner Classic movies. But anybody who's listening now, real quick, if you're Dawn, I know Dawn loves horror. You guys need to watch Fear Street Part 1, 2, and 3 on Netflix. I'm only on Part 2, but it's freaking awesome. And it's really, really good. You guys will love it. I
And
loved it.
Clown Motel 2, I think, is out.
No, it's not out yet.
Not out. When it comes out, go watch it.
Yeah, he's in Clown Motel too.
really?
It'll be out. He's in a bunch of movies. So it'll be all fun, you guys. So again, you guys, this is April Rose Gabrielli.
No, say it with class. Gabrielle.
Gabrielli. This is April Rose Gabrielli. She's going to be playing at the Bitter End Friday night, you guys, July 23rd. It's New York City's oldest rock club on Bleecker Street, 147 Bleecker Street. She's playing 9 songs nobody's really heard yet, including her brand new single that only came out yesterday, you guys. The name of the single is Do You. It's her debut single, and she's fabulous. You can follow her on Instagram, April Rose Gabrielli. You can follow her on Twitter, April Rose Gabri. It's Gabrie. I hate the fact that Twitter only lets you have 14 characters. I hate that.
That's wrong.
and
There's
what-
got to be some sort of petition about that. My
I
name's
know.
for Twitter.
And when we're in the car, Jimmy's going to play your music for me because I've never heard it.
Yeah, you'll love it.
Am
She's
I
really
going to
good.
like her singing?
Yeah, she's really good.
She can sing.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, he'll
Most
like it a
people
lot.
can't sing. They go through this. They go through the system.
Yeah, I don't know. I just really like it. I don't know if I'm any good at it. I just really enjoy it. So that's
Well,
why
you don't go through the system, do you?
I don't know what that even means. So probably not.
You don't use auto tune to make yourself
All
sound
the
good.
machine. All the,
No.
all
Actually,
the-
I prefer my stuff to not be tuned. Like I rather spend more time not tuning. I think there's a stylistically, auto tune is sort of a thing now, like where it actually makes really great voices sound better or sort of fit into a certain like Halsey sounds fantastic with really good tune on her voice. It sort of works with the stylistic nature of her songs. Me personally, I don't know. I can't hear myself like totally tuned. There's a time and a place, but like mostly I would say I prefer to not be tuned. Yeah.
That's perfect. I agree with that, actually. I like what you said before, too, earlier when we first had you on the show, and you said, basically, like you sing and you hit the notes and you do what it is because that's the way you want to do it. And I think that, music, it's your music. It needs to be the way you want it to be and not the way other people tell you it should be. And I think
people have tried to tell me too, and that's why I love the people I'm working with now because they just embrace what I like and give me great criticism based on what I'm really doing.
Which is the way it really needs to be. It's your career. You need to do it the way. And I mean, I see a lot of people who I think their music's not commercial, but if that's what they want to do, that's what they need to do. Your music, fortunately, you make music that is commercial. It's beautiful. You could hear it on the radio, without a problem. And I think that everybody's going to actually like the music a whole lot. And I've watched all your covers on YouTube. Tell everybody what's your YouTube channel.
It's my full name again. It's just April Rose Gabrielli. That's it. If you
Okay,
can get
nice.
my last name spelled, I would just try to memorize the spelling of my last name, but April Rose and then Gabrielli, just the whole thing, and it should be there.
Big Claudia wants us to know that Adam Lambert sings with no auto tune also.
He came from the theater world. It's
Yes.
really intense there where you don't have any backup, and it's honestly like social suicide if you're on YouTube or someone. I remember when I was younger, if like there was a performance on YouTube of a local theater show and somebody's voice sounded off, it would go around and be like, oh my god, look how bad this is. It's terrible.
Absolutely. Also, Goddess is in the chat room too. She says hello. Say hi to Goddess.
Hey, Goddess, where have you been?
There you go.
She keeps disappearing and appearing.
She says hello.
I would have to use auto tune if I sang today because when you get old, your voice goes.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're my age, you have like the old man sound. You can't hear it
No,
now
he sounds great.
because I have a cold. But my normal voice is starting to sound like an old man. You know how old ladies and old men sound when they talk?
I guess, yeah.
They have an old sound to
He
them.
doesn't have that. He's full of shit. He doesn't have
No,
an
I
old
can't
sound.
sing anymore, Jimmy.
He sings. He's not as good as he used to be,
No.
but he still sings beautiful.
My note. You know how to work your vocals. You know where to put them to make them happen.
Yeah.
I put them there, but they're asleep.
He used to sing for me because one of my favorite songs of all time is "My Funny Valentine." I love it. I think
Right.
it's like the greatest, and especially when Constantine Maroulis did it on American Idol. And
He's so
but-
good.
yeah, he's been on our
Yeah,
show.
but I love what's her name's arrangement of Valentine. The one I do with Shaka Khan. Oh, I love Shaka Khan's Valentine.
Oh yeah, he likes Shaka Khan a lot.
Did you ever hear Shaka Khan's
Actually,
version of
she might not know
Valentine?
Shaka Khan. Do you know who Shaka Khan is?
I know who Shaka Khan is because I made a
Oh no,
Oh, where'd you go?
we lost her.
Come back. She touched something.
Thanks, B. Thanks, B. It's my favorite too. I love it. Love it. Everybody check out Tony whatever I told you guys his name was earlier too, because he's
Sorry, I don't
phenomenal.
know what happened. It
That's
kicked-
okay. We only have 1 minute left anyway. So
Oh no. Okay, I know who Shaka Khan is. Long story short, I used to intern at a music management office, and I made a graphic design for something regarding her project, and then from there I looked her up. So
oh, there you go. So this time you're gonna look up Justin Crumb, and you're gonna look up
My Funny Valentine.
Johnny Mathis. Johnny
Mathis.
Mathis. Johnny
You
Mathis. and
might
Justin
want to
Crumb.
do one of his covers, your style. In other words, one of his great songs. You may want to update it.
Do it for your YouTube channel because you got a great YouTube channel.
You know, like chances are, or the 12th, you might want to do one of his songs. Bring it up to date. You know, make it happen today.
You gotta love it. Anyway, we gotta go anyway. So you guys get the new single, Do You?
Well,
April
we're gonna
Rose
see it.
Gabrielli.
We're going to see you in New York.
Yes,
anyway.
in September. We're coming in September.
We're coming in September for Johnny's big deal.
Oh my gosh, great.
for the fashion thing. So
Are
we'll
you
meet
in? Are you in
September.
Johnny's big deal?
I'll be
Yes, he
singing
is.
for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I'll be
then
singing.
I'll hear you in person.
There you go. All right. Thank you so much, April Rose Gabrielli. Thank you so much, chat room. They want
So-
you to cover Adam also.
No, I want to say. I want to say.
We gotta
Messages,
go.
I'll do whatever.
Yes.
I want to say goodbye, cousin.
Bye, cuz.
Bye, April. Thank you so much. Chat room, thank you so much. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Jimmy, J, 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 J.
Yeah, this is MC Alfred. I'm just chilling, Jimmy Star, yo, sitting down and designing. Why every man never thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party. Let's get down to crazy Jimmy.